What's up, guys? The price of Terra Classic is crashing. We're going to look at why this is happening and how low the price is likely to go. All right, so we have Terra Classic here, and we had this beautiful massive pump here, and just like always happens when there's a massive pump, people start taking their massive profits and we see a correction. So let's zoom in, see what's going on. So as soon as we saw the price come down and break through support and then come up for the retest and get rejected, and it wasn't able to get back above this resistance, I let you guys know that this is a very bad sign and we're likely to see a much bigger dump. And then we also formed this head and shoulders pattern, and I said, guys, this is a very bearish pattern. If we break the neckline, then we're likely to see a huge dump. Price target of this breakdown is actually way down at 20. So we did see the neckline break, and we've started to see that huge dump, and could go even lower because the price target of this is way down at 2.5. Now we might find some support here at this level around 25, but it's possible we could come all the way down to 20 before seeing a bounce. So yeah, hopefully you've been watching these videos, because when we broke this support, came up, got rejected, couldn't get back above the resistance, I told you guys that, well, first off, as soon as I saw that, I immediately sold most of my Terra Classic right around 45 here. And then I told you guys I sold most of my Terra Classic. You guys might want to consider taking some profits too, because this looks bad, and I think we're likely to see a much bigger dump here, and that's what we're seeing play out now. So now it was possible. I said it's possible the pump could continue, but I just said we're more likely to see a bigger dump. That's the higher probability thing that's going to happen out of the two scenarios. So yeah, hopefully you've been watching these videos. I do my best to give you guys the best entry points and the best exit points I can. Of course, I'm not perfect. I didn't say to sell at the very top, but this was a pretty good exit point. If you if you zoom out, it's pretty close to the top. Now back here, so hopefully, I mean, if you've been watching these videos for months, great. You've probably made a lot of profits, because back here we were saying many times to buy Terra Classic down at these levels, because I knew it was very likely we were going to see a massive pump. It was only a matter of time. I even made a video right here titled "Your Last Chance to Buy Terra Classic," and then a few days later we saw this huge pump. And then right up here I told you guys to consider taking profits. So yeah, I mean, we didn't time the top perfectly, but it's extremely hard to time the top perfectly. Pretty much nobody does, but this is pretty close to the top. So yeah, I'm not perfect, but I do my best to give you guys good entry points and exit points. Of course, I'm not going to be right 100% of the times. There's going to be times where I may sell and the pump will continue. That happens too. But this one played out great, buying down here, selling right here. This one's playing out great. So if you want these updates, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I do my best to keep you guys updated on all the price action. So let's zoom back out again. So in the short term, the dump will probably continue a bit further. I think it's going to go to at least 2.5, maybe even 2.0 before we see a bounce. And then, you know, two scenarios: either we see a bounce and then potentially Binance announces that they're doing the burns on all buy and sell transactions, and we start seeing massive burns when it's implemented on the September 20th, and we just go straight back up and start pumping again. That's one scenario. That is possible, but I think it's more likely that we're going to see a bit of a, I don't think it's going to go straight down and straight back up. We'll probably see a bit of a longer correction here, is more likely. That's usually how it goes. Like this one, this is typically how it goes. Sometimes you'll have a big dump and then a huge pump, but usually it's more drawn out. So we may see a bounce at 20 and head straight back up, but it's more likely it will just be a small bounce and then come back down, maybe even go even lower. So 25 down here would be the absolute earliest that would consider buying back in. But even if you do buy at that level, I would still be cautious. I would only buy with a small amount of money and then just dollar cost average in from that point on, because potentially something like this could play out where we dip down a few times and then the price finally stabilizes, goes flat for a while before our next huge pump. But I do think it's possible we could have another even bigger pump within the next few months, because just like this one, we pumped, then we corrected, went sideways, and then we had an even bigger pump, and now we're correcting, and we may correct down, go sideways for a bit, and then have an even bigger pump, which could make this pump look tiny like this one. So that's a possibility. But yeah, we might have a few more dips here, so be careful, guys. Usually the safest time to buy is once the price, it's not when the price is coming straight down, it's when the price has stabilized and is going flat. That's your safest time to buy, because much lower chance the price is gonna go even lower. When you're in a downtrend, then the trend is your friend till the end. If you're in a downtrend, the trend just could keep on continuing. You know, the dip might keep dipping, so that's why you should always be careful with buying dips. Sometimes it's good to buy dips, but sometimes it's not. So yeah, short term, probably going down a bit further. Earliest I would buy is 25 with a small amount. And then mid to long term, I'm still bullish. I think we could even have an even bigger pump within the next few months, especially if Binance decides to burn on all buying and selling, which I think they actually are likely to do that at some point. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. But yeah, subscribe if you want these updates and to get updated every day on the price action, short term and long term. All right, and we're going to look at USTC here real quick, which had started pumping but now is broken below support and likely going to come down to 3.5 cents again. But this falling wedge played out perfectly, actually better than expected. Price target was about 6 cents or so, went all the way up to 7.5, but coming down now. And then Luna 2 had that huge pump, and I was saying up here, definitely take profits, because this is very likely to dump back down. When things go up fast, they come down fast, just like Terra Classic pumped up 600% very quickly, so likely to come down very quickly, and that's what we're seeing. Excuse me. So yeah, this is coming back down. Could even come all the way back down. Wouldn't be surprised. Bitcoin over here actually breaking above resistance now, and it was in this falling wedge, and it broke out of that. Price target of that is around 25,000. So we could see this pump continue a bit further, and we'll see. We'll see if it gets rejected and heads back down, and maybe we have a bigger dump, or maybe it keeps going. Maybe this is the start of our next bull market. You never know. Could be any time. If this isn't the start, I think it's going to be pretty soon, at least by December. But there you have it for Terra Classic short term. Short term heading down a bit further, most likely, possibly 25 to 20 before we see a bounce. And then we may consolidate for a while, maybe go sideways for a bit. But I'd still think big pumps are coming in the future, mid to long term, still bullish. Over the next 3 years, Terra Classic could still do very well. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. What are your price predictions? what have you been doing with your Terra Classic during this time. And like and subscribe if you want these updates. I try to give you the best entry points and exit points. Worked out great on this one. And of course, share the video so everyone finds out about Terra Classic. If they missed out on this pump, well, you have another chance now to get in on the next one. And of course, most importantly, thank you so much for watching till the very end, guys. You guys are the real ones, and I'll see y'all later.